Hey guys, welcome to this series of Mastering MongoDB. In this video, we are going to learn about MongoDB aggregations. So, welcome to my channel. I'm your host Rahul and I make videos like this. If you haven't subscribed me yet, go hit the subscribe button down there. If you are seeing this video for the first time, I'm attaching the link in the I button also in the description. You should start from the very first video for better understanding. So let's get started with the next question that we have. So if we check the fourth question, here it says that we have to find average of marks, right, from the grades collection itself. And then we have to group it on the basis of class ID that we did earlier as well. But the tweak here in this question is this part itself, that we have to find average marks in exam. So let's have a look on the grades collection first. Then I'll explain this question again to you, right? So yeah, if we see the grades collection and here we have scores. So this scores is an array. And inside array, we have multiple objects out of which this one is exam. And further, if we check others, then we have quiz. And so inside scores, we have multiple types, right? So here it is exam, then we have quiz and homework. But we only want exam. So to achieve this, we have to unwind this array first. So unwind means that this specific ID will repeat itself n number of time, where n is the length of this array. So I'll just show you with an example. Like if we go to aggregation and let's unwind this. So we are going to use another stage, which is unwind. Again, in this also we have multiple options, but we only need to unwind this scores array. So we'll remove everything from this. And here we are going to write scores. So dollar scores, right? So now, as I said, it is going to split the original object on the basis of this array. Will create n number of copies of the original document. The only difference will be the array part, right? So after unwinding this, we can see that here this particular ID is repeating itself, right? So it is repeating 4 times. And if we check the collection, in this we have 4 elements for this scores array. So what it did, it has splitted this document on the basis of scores and it has created 4 copies of each document, right? So, but the only difference will be the scores, that each element will be unique here and it will be only one. This was the first stage. Now for finding average of exam, we have to first query on this, because if we check the next object, we have type equals quiz and then we have type as homework, right? So let's simply write here, and this will be another stage, which is match, because we have to find queries with exam, right? So here we are going to write $match. So we have to find exam type, right? So scores dot type colon exam. So now in output, we can see we have only exams as type. So all other types like quiz and homework are removed now because we have applied this query here. Now if you check the question again, it says find the average marks in exam. So now we have all the exams all together and we have to find the average of it. But the condition here, it says we have to find it class wise. Okay. So we have to first group it on the basis of class, and further we have to find the average from it. Okay. So let's go back and write another stage that is going to be group. So $group, right? And again, as said before, we are not going to use all these options. We simply want to group it on the basis of class ID. So we are going to use class ID as this is a field. So we are going to put it inside quotes with dollar. Right, so now we have all these class IDs present with us. Now further, we want the average of this score. Okay, so we can write here average marks, and this average is going to be $average, right? So this is an accumulator, so we are going to use this, and here we are going to use scores dot score. So we'll simply write here $score scores dot score. And here is the average itself, right? So last part was to sort this. So we can sort it on anything, like it could be ID or average. So let's do that as well. And here we can use another stage, which is $sort. And in this, keep ID first, and this will be -1. So from 500 onwards, we'll get all these IDs itself. Now, this was the output that was expected from the question. Now let's modify the question and let's try to find out the maximum average marks from any of these classes. So for that, we have to sort this number on the basis of average marks, and it has to be in descending order, which means that the first object will be the highest marks, and then further it will decrease. So for this, instead of using ID here, we can use this average marks. So we'll simply copy and paste this here and see what exactly it is doing, right? So we can see 56 point something is the highest average marks of class 219, right? So this was all about this question, and let's summarize it. So on summarizing, we see that here we are using unwind. So unwind splitted the array and we created copies on the basis of this scores array. Further, we have written a query which matches our condition, which was finding the exam marks only. So here we have the query, and after this we have grouped it on the basis of class ID and calculated the averages on the basis of it. Okay, so yeah, this was all, and at the end we simply have sorted the result. So yeah, now let's move on to the next question that we have. So this question says find the most popular tags based on the count of occurrences in posts collection. That's fine. Let's check the post collection and let's see what aggregation we need to use for that. So inside sample training, we have a collection named posts. Let's go there and see what type of data is being stored in these documents. So inside this document, we can see this tags is an array, and in this array we have multiple tags. Now our question was to find tags that are being used in most number of posts. So for that, we need to first unwind these tags so that we can get each and every tags, right? And further we can group them on the basis of tags, and let's count it afterwards, right? So let's go to aggregation and see how we can achieve that. And we are going to use text again, and here now in this we are going to use unwind stage first. So $unwind. So we can remove all these extra options. We just need tags here, $tags, right? Now in the results, we can see these tags are no more any array, but we have strings present, right? So also we can see that this F9 is occurring multiple number of times, which means all these entries have unique tags present. So now our next task is to group all these tags together and then count them all. So for that, we are going to use another stage, which is going to be group, right? So $group here, and inside this again, as said, we are not going to use all these options. We just need ID, and this has to be tags here, right? So $tags, and this will be in quotes, right? So it has grouped all these elements. Now let's count it, because we have to find a tag which is used max number of times. So for that, we need the count also. So we can write here occurrences. And here we are going to use $sum, and inside sum we'll pass 1, so it has to increment every time with 1. Okay, now we are getting this result, like occurrences are here. Now we have to sort this result on the basis of occurrences to get top used tags. So for that, let's use sort here, $sort. So our field is going to be this occurrences, so we'll simply copy and paste here, and this has to be in descending order because we want the highest tags first. So we have missed a comma. So yeah, here we can see that forest here and toad are the top most used tags, right? So we can limit this result to get only top 3 results out of all these entries present. So we can simply write here $limit. So this is another stage, and here we can pass in 3 for now. Okay, and in 3 we are getting these number. Now let's write 5 to see top 5 tags. So yeah, these are all the top used tags present, right? So this was the output of the question that we had, right? Now if we summarize what we have done till now, firstly we have unwinded the tags array and we have created multiple copies. Further, we have grouped it over tags and we have counted its occurrences, and afterwards we have sorted it on the basis of occurrences to get highest occurrences first, and at the end we are putting limit to see top 3, top 5 or top 10, whatever we want we can add here, right? Let's use top 10 as well. So here we can see we have all these data present, right? So this was all about this question. Now let's move on to the next question that we have.